The Dewdrop Inn was one of the central locations in, I want to say, in the country, of where all of, of where, the music got developed and played, and all of, the major characters in New Orleans and folks who came to New Orleans, who passed through, that's where everybody went. It was a classy black nightclub with a hotel and a restaurant and a barber shop. It was really everything a traveling musician needed. And everybody played there, and everyone stopped by, and it was just seemed like an incredibly fun place, and with incredible music. So that's everyone from Duke Ellington would stop by there. Joe Turner lived there for a while. I'm trying to think who else. Everyone passed there, and all the local guys. Everyone from Fats Domino occasionally hung out there. James Booker, Earl King. I was lucky enough to interview Ray Charles about the Dewdrop, and Ray Charles was incredibly thankful and grateful for what the owner, Frank Panier, helped him out when he lived here and had nothing, and gave him a room and a job, and a meal. Ray Charles, without the Dewdrop, Ray Charles would not have become, without New Orleans too, but without the Dewdrop, Ray Charles would not have become the Ray Charles that we knew and loved. Cosimo, I know, would take producers there and record people there, and I know that Ahmet Erdogan and Jerry Wexler, spent time there. Jerry Wexler told me a hilarious story that he came down. He was in New Orleans for a session, and it was his birthday, and he went to the Dewdrop, and he got loaded, and he couldn't get home. So Frank, gave him a room upstairs, and he said, I came downstairs, and I was hazy and hungover, and there was Big Joe Turner at the bar eating red beans and rice spaghetti. I want to say Earl King was there, and then Joe Turner went over to the piano and started playing, and I'm like, and Jerry said, I'm suddenly in rhythm and blues heaven. I'm like, what is this? And Frank Panier comes out and he looks at me and goes, Wax, you are, I can't remember the word he used. I want to say it was au fait. You are the first au fait ever to spend a night in my place. And Wexler just laughed.
What do you imagine a night at the Dewdrop was like?
I picture it as being, you walked in and there was there were tables. It was a classy joint. There were tables and tablecloths, and there were beautiful murals on the wall that Johnny Donnell's, who passed away a couple of years ago, who ran the gallery on St. Peter and Royal Street, did these beautiful silhouettes. I think you walked in and there was a bar, and there were barmaids, and you could get drinks, and there were probably setups, and everyone kind of sat and was dressed to the nines, and the MC was probably Patsy Vidalia, who was the transvestite MC, who apparently was the most entertaining character in town. And Patsy would have, they might have a transvestite review, where they do like All of Me, or Patsy would sing All of Me, or they do some kind of dance with the band, and then they'd have a shake dancer, who would come out with the sequins and the spangles and shake all sorts of parts of their body, and then they'd have some kind of vaudeville type act. Charles Neville told me that they had a person who could I can't remember the name of the person, but who could lift up tables with their teeth, would put their kind of thing, or would chew glass or something like that. That kind of vaudeville stuff. And then they'd have the main act, who would be Tommy Ridgely, who would do a set, and then they'd take a break. Tommy Ridgely would do another set, and then they'd have the jam session after everybody, because after everyone got off their other gigs, they would all come by the Dewdrop, and Patsy would get up there and try and get you to come up and would shame you into coming up and talk badly about you, and have you come up and do your song with the band. And it would probably all end about 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. and you'd be coming out of there when the sun was rising.